have multi-sim software, we have to use it. Later on, we can do it. So now, what I suggest you to is there is a small application which is been designed by the government of India only under IITs and NITs. Okay, so all these IITs and NITs under the banner of MHRD, so they have done a virtual lab. Have you gone through that virtual lab anytime?
For DSD we did.
Hmm?
For DSD we did, sir.
Okay, virtual lab you are gone through. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
now here also we'll
Yes,
use
sir.
that virtual lab. The virtual lab only we'll be using here also. So so here due to some data crash or something, the virtual lab of Analog Electronics link is not working as of now. So, but some of the experiments of whatever we have in our EDI lab that are uploaded, they have uploaded in basic electronics experiment. So that's why we'll be taking up those experiments only. Okay. So for that, the link I'll be sharing you. So if you have this PDF with you, along with you, so there go to the basic electronics, go to that link. Actually, we have the link for analog electronics. Actually, ED experiments, whatever we are doing, it comes under analog electronics and power electronics, which is taken care by IIT Bombay. But that link is not working now, so they are reconstructing it. So that's why some of the experiment of our the ED lab are in basic electronics lab only. So that's why we'll be taking that particular link and we will do it. Our rectifier experiment, Zener regulator, all those things are there. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So all of you go to this particular link. This link. Can anyone tell me what are the experiments we have discussed till now?
So clippers, clampers,
Hmm.
rectifier.
Hmm. Rectifiers we have started.
So you did the just basic explanation.
No.
It's
Okay.
the line and load regulations.
Yes, sir.
Zener diode, line and load regulation,
Yes, sir.
rectifiers,
Voltage regulator.
voltage that is under voltage regulator. Okay. So in this, when you go for this particular thing, so there are list of experiments. So there are some basic experiments. So, but for us, we need half a rectification, full wave rectification, Zener diode voltage regulator. Okay, so these three things can be, as of now, we'll use it. And I had mailed the concern about that IIT Bombay. They are telling it will be up by Monday. So later on, we can perform clipper clamper in the other link. So as of now, we can do in this particular thing only. I have not used a DST virtual lab, but you might be you might feel it the same, I guess. So is it the same? Look what you had there. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Is it the same? Look what
Yes,
you
sir.
had in.
Checking 1 minute, sir.
So not exactly same.
Hmm. Okay, no problem. Okay. So it everything about we have already discussed about the Zener regulator. So first, to get in a hands-on practice, first we'll start with a simple experiment. Okay. So actually, in the circuit which I have given, there is a transistor. But whatever the circuit, what they have here, they are having the basic Zener diode circuit. Okay. So basic Zener diode circuit, they are doing it here. So we'll try it. Simulation. So here line regulation, load regulation. So there is one option where the circuit is connected like this. Okay, you have to just give the input, and there is one more option where you can draw it. That so that you'll get some idea. Draw in the sense the components will be ready. You have to just draw. You have to connect them, and you'll be getting some idea how actually the current will flow and how actually it will link. So what is the line regulation and load regulation means? What do you mean by line regulation?
Sir, capacity to maintain a output voltage.
Hmm. Line regulation. Regulator means it is going to maintain the output constant. What do you mean by line regulation?
Sir, a constant output voltage is maintained even
Hmm.
though you change the input
Yes,
voltage.
yes, correct. Load regulation.
Sir, a constant output voltage is
The load
maintained even
resistance
though the
varies only.
load.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Output voltage is maintained even though the load resistance is varied. Output is maintained constant. Okay. So for first, uh, the simplest one we'll check and we'll understand what is how actually Zener regulator works. So this is the circuit, basic circuit. Here actually at this particular part we have transistor. So we are using the next upgraded version or a higher version of the regulator. This is the basic one what you have studied in the theory of basic electronics. Okay. First we'll do it. First we'll understand how it works. Next we'll try to connect it. The next the connect wire connection. Okay. So here in the controls you can change the value.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, you have not
Are you?
shared, I think.
You're not presenting, sir.
Oh, sorry.
You're not able to see.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. It's
visible.
visible now.
So all of you have gone to this website,
That's it.
this
Yes,
link
sir.
particularly which I had shared. Okay, so there you have. Uh, so in that basic electronics, in the list of experiments of basic electronics, we go for list of experiment. In that, as I told, there are these three experiments we can use. These four experiment we can do. So go to the simulation. In the simulation, there are two things. One thing is directly you can the circuit will be ready. Just you need to give the input and you should see how the output will be. Other one is you can draw the circuit. Components will be there. Just you need to wire. You need to connect the wire. Okay. So in the Zener diode line regulation. So first we'll start with this one. Okay. So here. Uh, Okay, so this is how it will be. Okay, so this is the experiment table and Zener voltage, series resistance, load resistance. This is the important thing. So first we'll understand how actually a basic Zener diode regulator is going to work. Later on, we'll see about using a transistor here. So here, DC voltage means the input voltage. Okay, now vary the input voltage. See, if you are varying here, the voltage is going to vary here. So let us keep some around we'll keep around 10 volts. 10 volts, we have fixed the DC. So this RS, series resistance, whatever we are having, that series resistance, let us keep that series resistance some whatever maximum 5K. We have kept 5K. Okay. After that, Zener, Zener diode. So Zener diode, here Zener voltage is nothing but, what do you mean by that Zener diode voltage VZ? I have told. What do you mean by the Zener voltage?
So is it the breakdown voltage?
Yes, very good. It is the breakdown voltage. It's the breakdown voltage. So how much should be the input when compared to the Zener voltage?
Greater than that voltage.
Yes. So input voltage should be greater than the breakdown voltage. Let us take, let us assume that I'm going to keep Zener voltage of some uh, 8 volts. Okay, I'm going to keep 8 volts Zener voltage. Okay. Now input I kept at 10. Can you observe? Can you observe how much you are getting at the output? How much you are getting? 8, right?
8, sir.
You are getting 8 volt. 8 volt output voltage is 8 volt. Why you are getting 8 volt when you are kept 10 volt here? Because the input voltage is greater than Zener voltage. Now let us take this one and I am going to reduce. See now what happened? The output is this much. Okay, so we'll first fix up the load resistance. So load resistance also we'll keep 10K. 10K is the load resistance. Okay, so now for this values, for this particular values, you can see that the current is very minimum. But when you are going to consider 8 volts here, 8 volts breakdown, Zener breakdown, during that time you are not getting 8 volt here because the Zener diode has not entered into the breakdown region. Okay, so in order to get 8 volts at the output, our main intention is in order to connect a Zener breakdown, Zener diode is the parallel branch of it is load resistance. So whatever the Zener diode will have the voltage, the same voltage it will be having in the load resistance. That is the concept what we have. So first we need to make this Zener diode to enter into breakdown region. That's why what we should do, we should increase the voltage above 8 volts. So you just keep uh, just 8.6. See how much you are getting? 8. Okay. Now we have kept RS, RL, everything. Now just click on add to table. You'll get that reading here. Okay. So load resistance was sorry, the unregulated power supply. That means input supply was 8.6 and the output voltage is 8. Okay. Now add to table means it gets added up here. Later on, after getting some values, we can plot it here. For that, we have a graph here. It will automatically plot. Now, again, we'll do it for different voltages. We'll keep the voltage to 10. Uh, so even when you keep the voltage to 10, you are getting 8 only. Why is that? Even you keep the input voltage to 10, you are getting output as 8 only. Why?
So it maintains it constant. The Zener diode.
A Zener diode maintains it constant, right? That's why. So now also, see all 5K series resistance we have taken and 10K load resistance we have taken. So line regulation, that's why load resistance should not be changed. So now add to table, it gets added. Being here we have given a lot of difference between, we have given here 10 and we are given a breakdown voltage of 8. But actually what we will do is we are going to give the we are going to consider a Zener breakdown voltage which is very near to VDC. If you are taking 8.6 is my unregulated power supply, we will be keeping the Zener diode should be 8 volt. Like that we'll select. We can choose, you can change now also, but this Zener breakdown, once you are going to choose, you should not change this. Okay. Now what you have to do is you have to keep on changing the input voltage. So now make it some 12. Now again 8 you are getting. Add to the table. Okay. So here it is percentage regulation. You can see that it is going to show you how much how much regulation is achieved between the input and the output. Okay, 12.6 and here it is 8. So like that you can keep on changing. Again you change the DC voltage, again add to the table. For 16.8 also output voltage is 8 only. Again you change for some value, add to the table. Again you change the value, add to the table. So like this, make it for some 10 readings. After that, plot. When you can plot, so you'll be getting output voltage versus the input voltage. We are going to plot the graph. Okay. So if you have printer, you can try to print it or try to save this. So after once you are done with this, take the screenshot of it. Okay, after filling all the table, take the screenshot of this entire thing, and you have to upload in Google Classroom, where I have opened a new GCR for lab. There you have to upload with the title, and your USN number. Okay. So now similarly, if you do, if we can do it with draw the circuit. Okay. So all of you, first you try this. Once you understand the working, then go for this. Okay. Here everything will be there. You need to connect. It gives you visualization of just connecting it. Okay. So beginning until you know the connections, there is an instruction is given here. So here in the instruction, so you can see connect the component as mentioned below. So they have given L1, they have given L1, L3. That means from L1 to L3, it should be connected. Next is see for L4 to L7. Where is L4? This is L4. L4 to L7 should be connected. After that, L8 to L15. This is 8. This is 15. Okay. After that, 15 to 10. From 15 to 10. After that, 11 to 17. This is 11. This is 17. After that, 16 to 18. 16, 18. After that, 17 to 5. So where is 17? This is 17 and this is 5. After that, 18 to 6. This is 18 and 6. And L3, 13 to 15. This is 13 and 15 is here. Connect it here. After that, 14 to 19. This 14 to 19. After that, L9 to L16. L9 to L16. After that, L12 to L9. This is ground. Ground should be connected. So you can just analyze with a breadboard connection how you are connecting in breadboard in the similar way. Say the bottom portion is for grounding, and here we are connecting it to the power supply. So this is an ammeter, this is also an ammeter. This ammeter is going to measure the Zener current, this ammeter is going to measure the load current, and this is the voltmeter. You can see that how is the voltmeter connected and how is the ammeter connected to the circuit.
So ammeter in series and voltmeter parallel.
Yes, so because voltage is always measured in parallel, current is always measured in series. That's why these two the ammeters are connected like this. This is connected parallelly. After this, check. You can click on this button, check for connection. So see that it is showing wrong connection. That means somewhere we have done some wrong connection. Okay, somewhere the connection is missing. So let me see. So L12 to L9, L9 to L16. So L12 to
L9.
L9, this is missing. So I'll be connecting it. This also. Now we'll check. Again, wrong connection. So
Sir,
one.
L12 to L9, sir. 12 should go to 9. 12 should be connected to only 9, no, sir. It should not be connected to 16 and 2.
So sometimes if you are going to connect it here only, then you will be getting a ring like this. So if you are going to, if there is any wrong connection, then simple, delete all connection. So everything will be cleared. Again, start connecting it, check the connection. Okay. So again, L1 to L3, 1 to 3, 4 to 7, and 8 to 15, 15 to 10, 11 to 17, 16 to 18, 16 to 18, 17 to 5, 17 to 17 to 5. Okay. 18 to 6. 13 to 15. 13 to 15. After that, 14 to 19. 14 to 19. 9 to 14 to 19 is done, and 9 to 16. 9 to 16 and 12 to 9. 12 to 9. Okay. See, now the connection is correct. So it will show right connection. Once that is done, click on this input voltage. Next is same. You can keep any voltage whatever you want. 10. After that, Zener diode voltage. I'll keep that very near to the input voltage, some around 9 volts, and resistance value and load resistance value, I'll keep it maximum. So now you can see 5K, and here it is 10K. 9 volt is the Zener voltage here, and Zener current is this much, 0.7 amperes, and this is 0.2 ampere. The series current IS is equal to IZ plus IL. Load current is 0.9. Okay, if you subtract these two, you will be getting 0.7, because IS is equal to IZ plus IL. Okay, you will be getting IS value finally. So now, and this is in it is showing minus sign, that you should remember. So 9 volt is given, 9 volt add to the table. Okay, so like this, do everything, plot the graph. Once you are done with the line regulation, there is load regulation also. Do for load regulation, draw the circuit, do it. So after that, you are having halfway rectification. So simulation, here also we have two options, draw the circuit and just the one. So whatever you will be taking the screenshot now, that you will be doing by using halfway rectifier, draw the circuit, everything, even the regulator as well as this one, you should draw the circuit. Okay, so here this is without any connection. So we are having, this is the oscilloscope simulation here. It will be displayed. So once you are going to on it, you will be getting the similar kind of graph what we obtain in CRO. So in the CRO also similar kind, CRO screen also you'll be getting similar kind of graph. Okay, channel 1, channel 2 is there, ground, dual. So when you'll use the dual button, when you'll use the dual button in CRO,
When you want to change the shape of the output.
dual, what is the name of, what is the meaning of dual?
So
Two, right? What is the option given here? Channel 1, channel 2, ground, dual. If you press this
when
one,
you want both
only,
channel 1 and channel 2.
yes, when you want both channel 1 and channel 2 input to be displayed here. Say in a clipper and clamper, we have discussed input signal and output signal, we have to compare. We want to compare them. So during that time, we'll click for dual. Both the signals will be applied. So frequency you can set, and this is the amplitude, and this is the controls. Controls means this is here you can give how much divisions you want. That much divisions you can give. That is, it is just the scaling. You'll give 1 centimeter is equal to 1 volt, 2 centimeter is equal to 2 volt. That such kind of scaling is provided here. And Y position of channel 1, Y position of channel 2. If you want to move the signal upwards and downwards, you can use this. And X position, since it is common for both, X position is only 1. Okay, here you know that what does X determines and what does Y determines for a sinusoidal signal, or if you're telling a voltage signal.
So X is time and Y is the voltage.
Very good. So X is the time and Y is the voltage. So now in this circuit, this is the oscilloscope, sine wave. So a half wave rectifier, we know that there will be only one single diode. Okay, here they have not shown transformer and all. Since since it is a simulation, they are not shown transformer and all, because we are not we will be not doing anything. No settings will be done with respect to the transformer. That's why they are not given any transformer. Directly they have given sine wave. Okay, sine wave, which is step down. The voltage is step down. So here they are not given 230 volts. Maximum you can give this much of voltage. Okay, you cannot give 230 volts supply here. Okay, so that's why they have just simply given a, this is a AC signal generator. Okay, now when I see with the channel 1, and I have given a frequency of 1 kilohertz. 1 kilohertz frequency I have given, and I have given an amplitude of 2. And you can change the scale. See, if I keep the scale to 1, okay, it is showing 1 volt per division. 1 volt per division means Can you analyze what is 1 volt per division? On that day, I had told this is a box. This box
So that
has
one box will take 1 volt of
one box is
voltage.
1 volt.
Like that one box will have 10 divisions now, sir. In that
10
one
divisions,
division will be
5 divisions.
yes, sir, 5 divisions.
5 divisions. One box will have 5 divisions. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So here, so when it change, can change the time period. So now 2 into 1. Total voltage will be how much? This is the voltage we are given. Okay. This is the scale. Okay. Now you see how much it is. How much division, how many boxes you are having here. Per division, they are telling 1 volt. If I keep this one also to 1 volt, what will be the value of each division?
So 1 by 5, sir, each division.
Each division value.
0.2.
Yeah, actually it will be point here. If it is 0.2, then how you will get 1 volt for this?
So each division will be 1 volt.
Each division will be 1 volt. Each division is 1 volt, or the entire box is 1 volt.
So here it's given 1 volt per division also. So each division will be 1 volt. Right?
Then here it is given as amplitude as 1 volt. So how you are going to justify this? Channel 1, we have set the input to 1 volt. Now,
so amplitude is 2 volt. 2 full boxes is 2 volt. So peak voltage will be 2 volt.
Yeah, peak voltage will be 2 volt.
2 volt.
Okay. So peak voltage will be 2 volt. Each division will tend to 1 volt. Okay. Now I have set some input voltage. I want to see the output in channel 2. So here on the oscilloscope, see I am getting like this. So before that, I need to set the resistance value. So when you want to set the resistance value, what you have to do is, once you are seeing the output, you cannot change the resistance. Okay. What you have to do is, you have to switch off that, then you can change the resistance value. Okay. Otherwise, you cannot vary this one. Keep on doing it for 100 ohm, 200 ohm, 300 ohm, 400, 500, 600, like this, and see how the voltages keep on varying. Okay, now I kept around 800 ohm. We'll keep 500 ohm. Now we'll switch it on. Input signal. This is the output we are getting. So we'll try to adjust the frequency, or so just adjust the time period and the frequency. At some particular frequency, you'll be getting the proper output. So this is one halfway we'll be getting. Since we are doing it on the CRO, so ground channel 1, so this is what has happened. So first we'll make the input signal proper. We'll give the maximum time period. Okay, we need to adjust the frequency and the time. Okay, adjust it properly. You will be getting the proper output here in the oscilloscope output here. Again, dual means the both input signal as well as the output signal you are getting. So only during positive, you can see that only during positive up cycle you are getting the output. During negative up cycle, it is near to 0. So by adjusting the frequency, we can make it exactly to 0. So by adjust the exposition, you are getting positive cycle. In the negative cycle, it will be 0 or whatever the values you have given. So try to use the same divisions on both channel 1 and channel 2 so that you can analyze it properly. Okay, so here calculations are there. VRMS, root mean square value. So in half wave rectifier, it will be Vm by 2, and Vm is the peak voltage. Vm means only half cycle. Peak to peak means from top the positive peak to negative peak. VDC will be given by Vm by pi. Ripple factor will be given by VAC by VDC. VAC means how much you are given in the input side. VDC means how much you are getting at the output. How much? So from zero reference line till here, how much you are getting from this zero reference line till the peak value. How much you are getting? That is your VDC value. Okay. So VAC, we can take it directly, or you can use this formula, theoretical formula, V square RMS minus V square DC, because whatever the signal which we are getting, whatever the signal which we will be getting after stepping down, so that will be the RMS value. Okay, that's why by using this formula, you can find out what is VRMS, what is VAC, and then you substitute it here. Okay, so here in this case, you know how much you are giving the AC signal, you can directly substitute it, and it will be showing you the peak current. So these calculations you have to do. Okay, simulation will be shown here directly, but these calculations you have to do, and you have to upload everything. This screenshot of the experiment which you have done by drawing the circuit, this particular experiment. Okay, once you do, change the resistance value, add to the table. If I don't think add is there, okay, do it for one value, it's fine. One or two values you can
load regulation, line regulation,
do.
how many values, sir?
Sorry,
So load regulation and line
that one
regulation.
10 values, 10 values. In the last class I told, no, 10 values you should do.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
and that formula whatever we have in the manual, VHL, VFL, VNL by VFL into 100, use the same formula, and I have told which so for VFL which value you should use, and VNL which value you should use. Substitute it and do the calculation. Okay, calculation part, you do it separately in a separate sheet, and along with this, you scan it and upload. Okay, this screenshot along with that calculation sheet, convert that into PDF and upload it into the GCR. Any
by
doubt
night
in
is
this?
it enough?
Huh?
Calculation and all. Is
Ah.
it enough by night converting to the PDF?
Can it be? I didn't get you.
Done by night, sir. Today night.
No, within the lab, what is there in that calculation? Just that
Yes,
table. Keep on putting the values, and you have the formula. Simple
Yes,
formula. Substitute in that formula. A manual is already shared, no? In that
Yes, sir.
manual, table is there. This tablet column is there, no? Just write that and submit it. You can start doing it now only.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Half wave rectifier. Similarly, you are having full wave rectifier also. Okay. All of you start doing it. Now you should do it. Theory part is done. Now you have to do. Start doing it and upload. If you have any doubts, you can ask me now.
So all the 4 experiments today we should upload this one.
No. Clipper and clamper will do it later.
Yes, sir. Only the line regulation, load regulation.
Line regulation, load regulation, and half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, start it. I'll be online only. If you get any doubt, you can ask me. You can start doing it.